updating the last time I saw it. It's now updating. Okay, so we're good. We're ready to play, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Because I am ready for this. But yeah, as far as Fantasy Warhammer is concerned, I definitely think that it's going to be very interesting to get into. I wouldn't mind getting into it. It seems like it's got a lot more factions, definitely, and they all have their own sort of unique slice that they bring to the setting. But what's even more interesting about them is that they all have different reasons for why they exist, all of them petty, and a lot of the time, it seems like they hate themselves as much as everybody else in the setting, which is kind of funny. That's just a little too it's a little too funny. It makes you wonder how anything gets done in that setting. I thought 40k was bad, but Fantasy Warhammer seems like it's a fucking clusterfuck and a half. But yeah, definitely will give that another look-see in my own time. But yeah, I think the one faction that stood out to me was, of course, the vampires. Vampire pirates seem interesting. And I like the idea, I like the vampires simply because you don't see vampires have their own armies, let alone their own nations. And when they do, they're easily one-off enemies that are then quickly forgotten about, which I kind of hate in most stories and settings. I like it when I want to see more done with vampires that isn't just what Netflix has done with Castlevania. So yeah, that's something I would not mind watching more lore videos about too, by the way. So I'm definitely going to be looking in on some of the more in-depth looks into Warhammer Fantasy at some points. But for now, anyways, let's just go ahead and get out of this, and let's finally do it. So let me change the title of the stream so that way it reflects this, because I know I've had at least 10 people come in here thinking that we were going to get Stellar Blade, only we were waiting for Stellar Blade to be fucking ready. Alright. Okay. What should I just rename it back to just Stellar Blade? I guess I'll just do that. Why not? Alright. Alrighty, let's go ahead and just get into it. We waited long enough for this. Get my controller plugged in. Ugh. Running install scripts. What is it doing? And it was sure taking its time, wasn't it? Alrighty. Yeah, I thought it would be ready by 2 o'clock as well, but I guess it wasn't. No matter. Yes, why not? Publisher shipped up. Hmm. Let's see, yes. Yes. I mean, I don't see why not. In the complete game. This is your first time playing the game. Well, it's not my first time, but it might be some people's. I'll just keep it. Do you want to transfer the save data from the demo? Sure, why not? Save a message pops up on left screen when auto-saving, compiling shaders. Alright. Finally getting into it. It do be taking its time. Compiling shaders before starting the game. This process might take up a few minutes, depending on your hardware specification. Oh, does anyone have a favorite faction when it comes to Warhammer Fantasy? As someone who's never actually been around or played around in the idea of Warhammer Fantasy or knows little to nothing about the setting, the only thing that really stuck out to me in the lore video was the stuff about the vampires. But I think that the dwarves are interestingly petty. It's kind of funny how petty that they are. But definitely the pettiest of the petty. God, that was the both. It's either tied in place for either, what was it, the Dark Elves or the Skaven. And the Skaven seemed like the pettiest of the petty. In fact, yeah, now that I think about it, they're definitely the pettier of the factions. Again, how does anything get done in Warhammer Fantasy? Like, how does anything function when there's this many different groups and interests that vie for their own complete dominance and power? It's truly insane. We're almost done here. Nice. You received the PC launch celebration outfit, Crimson Wings. Oh, nice. You received the nano suit. Consent to provide personal information. Steam ID, edition, purchase history, playtime. Retains and uses your personal information for 12 months from the date of receiving your personal. You may refuse to consent above. Yes, that's... I don't really like it when corporations take my shit, because it just means it gets passed around to other corporations, so no. No, I will not. Let's go ahead and just jump right... Sign into PlayStation? What? Can I connect my PlayStation ID to my Steam account? That's interesting. Could I do that? Anyways, we're moving on. The manual can be more useful than you think. So what you're saying is you're doing a cultured... Oh, hi. I didn't even notice someone super chatted. Well, not super chatted, but just chatted. Yes, I am doing a cultured playthrough. Alright. Ah, no. I see what you're saying. No, I'm not doing a cultured playthrough of that nature. No, it's more so just playing the game. I was just thinking it was funny that the demo had a lot of people modding it, and I thought it was just funny to bring up. Because you better believe that this game is going to definitely ruffle the jimmies of some Twitter pugnace. It always does. These types of games. Alright, we're pretty much good here. Didn't we just do the boss fight? Why are we back here? Not available. No, it gives me the whole... Oh, God. God. I was not expecting that. That was random jump scare there. Nice. The outfits are pretty nice. Very nice. Just nice. I don't know if anything else needs to be said about them. I think my game is having a hard time running, because textures are seemingly having a hard time loading properly for the looks of it. I don't know why I went for my mouse on that one. Graphics preset, medium. Oh yeah, and what's my current... 1 second. Bruh. There we go. Alright, 1 second. Need to check something. Ah, yes, I could see why this might be a problem. Indeed, why was it set to that? Alrighty. I'd rather put it on overdrive if we're gonna be honest. Okay. Alright, let me go ahead and just get rid of that now real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, back to the game. That's probably why the game was having a hard time loading textures. Let's see. Why is it set to medium? It was running Fi on very high before, so I'll just keep it there. Not sure if I should up this sharpness a bit. You know, I really should have checked the graphics before popping into the game, but this is fine. Let's see. No, I'll keep it at 5, because I believe the sharpness gave it kind of a weird look. Not sure which sharpness it is. It might be both working in tandem that kind of screws with it. Okay, good. No motion blur, no film grain. I never like those. I don't know very many people who do. Okay. Yeah, this seems fine. Alright. Now we gotta do the boss fight again.
Look! That's not an ordinary enemy!
Adam, get back!
Why is her eye so glossy? Oop. Starting off strong. Oh, that's right. Doesn't have the second versions of that yet. I've been playing the boss challenge a little too much, some might argue. There we go. Yeah, maybe I will turn down the graphical settings a little bit. It's getting a little too jumpy. Timing's a little weird now. No. Oh, I couldn't dodge that. A little bit challenging when the screen is a little jumpy. Making do. Nice. Oh, we got him. Nice.
You defeated it, Eve. Amazing.
It wasn't an Alphanate either.
It wasn't, but still so strong. Things will only get harder.
Maybe. Anyway, please show me the next route, Adam.
Right, hold on. Let me take a look at the map data. As the crow flies, the Hall of Records isn't too far from here.
Yeah, just adjust
But the
that.
entire block is submerged. We have to find a way to cross.
Are you saying that there's no way?
I found it. Do you see the sign behind the stone statue? There's a transportation device there that you can use.
What? You really think that these abandoned devices are still going to work?
Well, the supply camp was in one piece. Let's just try to stay positive.
Is that the outfit doing that?
Sure.
Abaddon defeated. Nice. Alrighty. Combo attacks. Damage reduction. That might be nice. Energy charges might be better. Yeah, it looks like it's just part of the outfit. I think. Where did the eyes do that? Alright, let's go in here real quick. Let's see if we can do something about the jumping. Let's see. That's why I was set to those, I guess. What happens if we set it to very high, go down here now? Does it actually do anything? Okay. What makes it jump more? None of these things for certain. So far. Shadow quality, we'll keep that on high. Don't need that too high. Environmental object visibility distance. I mean, let's get that on high. Environmental textures, character, object details. Keep that. Went a little bit over. It doesn't have to be too good. I'm honestly surprised these don't affect too much. Alright, we're good, it looks like. I think this should be fine. Okay, no, it's just back to affecting the game negatively again. What's going on now? Something went over, certainly. Which one? I don't like the fact that it doesn't update all of the decisions right there and then. Let's see, we don't need a high depth of field. Weird that doesn't seem to affect it too much. Yeah, that figures. Oh. Ugh. Stretch. I never knew what chromatic aberration does. I just usually keep it on. I'm getting somewhere with this. Small decorative elements on the ground. Let's see. Well, this should be good enough. I'll roll with this for a bit, see what that does. Don't want to spend too long on menus. Why is her eye so shiny now, though? Is there, like, some type of option for that that I'm not aware of? There might be, actually. Provide personal information. You know, is it the seasonal content that's doing that? It might be. But it has to restart to do that. Okay. No, it was not that. I wonder what that is. I don't know. Oh, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'm just going to move on. Nothing in the boxes. Sweet, rest station. Oh, no, just don't sit. It's fine too. Alright. Oh, we got 2 points out of that boss fight. And this will be useful now. Where's his charge distance? Might as well just unlock it. I survived that damn Abaddon. I survived. Now all I have to do is get out of this building. I'd see you at the rendezvous point. Nothing else around here except this door. Let's get this open. Shortcut. Alright, what do we got over here? Let's get an upgrade. I think I got a weapon core to upgrade my sword. Yep. Nice. Now we do a little bit more damage. Okay. I do remember, I think I missed something a while back. There's resources up there, but I think I missed something. I don't know how or where, but I think I mixed an exospine somewhere. Because I was playing the demo my own time, right? And then I realized, oh, I found something that I did not find during my playthrough. How odd. Yeah, it doesn't go far enough. Oh well. Let's see, I think turning on auto loot would be great now. Where was that? It must be in gameplay, right? Yeah. Yep, that's been opened. Nope, not there. But I did get that, at the very least, I think. Yeah, I don't see it over here. Alright. I missed that somewhere. I don't know where I missed it, though. We shall move on, though. Don't want to spend too much time on it. Sweet. Kill it outright. This is a little weird. It would have let me climb. Oh, I see. I don't think I even discovered this in my own playthrough. What's going on here? Ah, more resources. Nice. Guess there was some benefit to tracking back. Alright. I don't know what the shiny thing going on with her eyes are, but... Alright, what's over here? A dead body? Lucas, look up at the sky. There's something falling. I wonder what that is. I didn't hear the orbital explosion warnings go off. Oh, that was a little too precise. I was not expecting that to happen. Alright. Done exploring. Let's move on. Alright. Moving on. There we go. They don't usually go for the second one. Got into a habit of not needing to parry that. Back up. And it explodes, right? Yep. Nice. Chain type. They can be upgraded at the repair consoles located in supply camps. I'm already aware of that. Nice. I wonder if they removed it from the inventory. Run the demo version? Maybe did I just imagine it? No idea. Doesn't matter at this point. There we go. Oh. Oh, almost dead. There we go. Alright, finding more Vic coins, among other things. Alright, then we can open the door. Alright. Almost up. All right. Or just leap over it. I wonder what it is that causes the eyes to do that. Did I turn on a setting that does that? By accident? No idea. I thought it was outfit specific at first, but it's not even the outfits that do it. Weird. No records, disable. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's causing that, personally. Oh well. Here we go for a while in the Crimson Wings, since this is the thing that I got for, I guess, pre-ordering the game. This is an outfit of all time. God. Alright. We got skill points, I believe. We had a skill point? Yes, we do. Recharges more beta energy upon a successful ambush or assault. Increase the charging distance. And attack power rush. Might as well. Rely on it a lot to close the distance. Oh, here we go. All right. We've got over here more upgrades. We can always use more upgrades. Oh, I don't have it charged up yet. But yeah, I wonder what this place is supposed to be. There's a lot of statues around. I don't know if it's like an area specific to maybe Korea, or if it's like... or this is some type of European country? I have no idea. I want to say it might be a European country, but who knows? They could also change the text and language in the overworld based off of what type of language or text you choose, or maybe it's region specific. I have no idea. Oh, look, it's another one of them. I'm trying to remember, what were they called again?
May your memories live on.
I think they are literally called angels, if I remember correctly. There we go. Now this is the one with a puzzle, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. And these things are going to get more annoying as we go on. These puzzles suck. In later parts, they will suck. Oh, I got a new Omnibolt. I forgot you were here. Let's see. Is there anything over here? Well, other than this direction. Let's see. Objective is over there, right? Okay, what do we got over here? The network is down, the sky burns, the colony falls apart. Where is Mother Sphere? Why is the colony falling down to Earth? Answer my last call, Mother Sphere. Why? Why? You promised us salvation. Was it a lie? A lot of these lore bits will become important eventually, but at least not for a bit. Plus, the actual story kind of makes all of the lore bits you will find kind of self-explanatory. I forgot that it does that. I was trying to remember, was there something special about this lion statue? And then I started hitting and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, it's nice to play this again, especially on PC. Now that it's on PC, I cannot wait to go through this. Not just in my own time, but also just play through it. Maybe on stream if you guys want. We were certainly waiting for this game to come out for a good while. Oh, that exploded on me. Can't go that way. Ow. Nice. Which core is this going to be upgrading? The body core. Nice, more HP. You know, the director for this game, if I remember correctly, there was an interview that he had, and one of the interesting takeaways is that he did not care if people modded the game. You know, speaking of mods, the director did come out, I believe, and he did say something along those lines, but that's just from what I heard. I don't know if I would want to do a modded playthrough of this game. That'd be kind of weird. Not sure how I would do. Well, I mean, it's obvious how I would do that, but I'm not sure if I should. I'm not sure if also I don't know what kind of mods there would be worthwhile to actually make for a modded playthrough of the game. Unless it's like something to change the way the game fundamentally plays, I don't know if I would want to. So for this end, does it just pop up on the other end? Yep. Mods definitely make a game more fun. Skyrim's a pretty good evidence of that, but as far as modding this game is concerned, I would not be opposed to that, for as long as I can make the game different somehow. I don't know if I just would want to mod this game for new outfits, and then that'd be it. Like, if I was going to do a modded playthrough of the game, right, I would want something about it to change, you know, like gameplay-wise or something dynamically. You know what I mean? Because it's not as appealing to watch someone play a modded game or something, unless it changes the way you approach or play that game. Like, there was a stream, I think it was by Doug or somebody, who played through all of Skyrim, but all the NPCs were essentially his viewers and subscribers, I believe, or just his subscribers, being able to influence the NPCs with text-to-speech, with the NPCs having the name of the people who were controlling them. Ensure thorough security procedures, the lion statue entrance. Team Athena leader. Let's see. Next thing I want to try when it comes to, because I am a glutton for punishment. What if I set the goddamn thing to... We'll try just high, and then we'll set the quality down to high performance. Whoa. Forgot about that. Ugh. It's really hot today in Oregon. Not 90s like it was the past few days, but holy crap. It's not California weather, thank God. You know, speaking of California, there's a lot of riots and shit going on in California, and I am so glad I don't live there anymore. I am so glad I don't live in California. I would not want to live there, especially with the riots going on right now. Among other things, this shit is crazy. Let's see, I got 2 new skill points. Nice. Chain charge. Chain charge can only be used after defeating an enemy with ambush or assault. Charges at a nearby enemy to attack. Downs the enemy. That might be nice. Increase the amount of energy return for a successful parry. Makes it easier to perfect parry. Oh yeah, we're gonna want that. To train skills, I don't really need to know how to do that. I know how to do that. As I've explained in the demo, when I was playing the demo before. When an enemy turns purple like that, you just basically want to press backwards on the movement stick, and then when it glows, you just do that. Now, if we have the gun in this situation, when it does that, that would be your ample time to start shooting at it, at the glowy bit that sticks out, but yeah. Where is it not this button? Yeah, it should be this button. Oh, there we go. I have to hold down the pause button first. Excuse me. Reflections. That might be nice to get. Why not? Okay. I wonder what it is that causes that. I wonder if it's just because of the seasonal events that I equipped. Like when I started the thing. I don't know what it is. Let's see. I am planning to turn that back on since I already... There we go. And it's saving. Now these are contests. Does it matter? I have no idea. I'll just keep them up for now. Okay, moving on. Oh, forgot about you. I'm probably gonna fall for that a couple of more times, I'm sure. Knowing me, I probably will. Yeah, I figured that might happen. When we get around to the point of being able to move these, I swear. I think you're supposed to move those at some point. I want the double jump again, I missed that. Being able to double jump is great. Advanced polymer. Why is the rescue team so late? We've lost connection to comms. I promised I wouldn't eat this garbage food again. We have to last until the rescue team comes. The body needs fuel to survive. That was a message and a half. I see my way back up now. There we go.
You need to go there to get to the transportation device.
Mm-hmm. Mother Sphere, our beacon of hope, our prophet, have you forsaken us? Please save us from the Natibas. Just do it before my damn faith runs out. I have some bad news for you, my friend. I saw that coming. Hint. Oh. No dugging. I wasn't even trying to do that. I was exploring. It's like this game has never heard of exploring before. I'm trying to block that. He dodged it. Oh, there's the fusion cell. All right.
Nice.
The road is submerged.
I know. But it's our only option.
All right.
Yep, gotta swim for it. You know, these angles are very dangerous. These angles are very dangerous. I may have to keep the character moving in a slight direction. Because this angle with this outfit is very dangerous. Oh my god. You got my codes? I need codes. Just received the comm signal from a new unit. The E protocol begins. Angels of Death will descend from the colony. Space Marines? No, of course not. They will rid Nitibas from the... They will rid the Nitiba form Earth and save us. Okay. Mother Sphere's salvation is nigh. I'm thankful I lived through this hell for decades. There's the passcode. Bonus fixed damage upon combo attacks. I mean, at least this one looks like it has underwear, and I find that to be a little bit safer. Okay. At least in this current instance. You really don't need to memorize these things. And honestly, it'd be more annoying if you had to. Oh, I love the sonar touch to it. Do I just open the door now? Oh, okay. Anything down here? It almost looks like there's something down here, but doesn't seem like it. I love the color. Ah, another station, another camp. More base camps. What do we got? Nothing much. And what do we got over here? New features unlocked. Use materials to enhance exospines. Ah, it's gonna tell me about that now. Critical damage increased by 23. I do have the resources for it. Why not? The green, I think, means cutscene.
Adam.
Yeah.
I was very surprised when I first met you.
Why?
Back in the colony, we learned that everyone on Earth was completely wiped out.
I'm sure it must have seemed that way. But you can't expect Mother Sphere to know everything.
Then there are other survivors out there, like you.
Yes, but it's rare to see them. Earth is still pretty inhospitable to humans.
Arguably, Earth is already pretty inhospitable to humans. I mean, you only need to turn on Twitter to know that to be true, but Twitter bitches and whines about everything. Let's be honest. No. You just need to look at the news as well to know that to be true as well. Hell, you can even go on this very platform. You will find people ranting and raving about the goings-on with the world today. You cannot escape it. It is everywhere. The doom and gloom is everywhere. You cannot possibly get away from it. Much to my own dismay. You cannot get away from it. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll set that to high. I can set it as a 4K, that's interesting. I don't want that though. I don't need it right now. Alright. Now, ideally, if I just keep it at high performance, it should just be fine, right?
We're here.
Where's the transportation device?
Try activating this monorail panel.
There is no power.
Nope.
No worries. Let's check the power control room under the stairs.
You know, now that I look at the language over there... where the fuck are we? The hell did I just step over?
You have to reorganize the code in order to restore power.
There we go.
That's great. Try activating the monorail panel again.
Did the world just become more homogenized in the future or something? I have no idea.
Something is heading our way.
Don't worry. It's the monorail.
This ancient electronic device is our transport.
All right then. After you.
Nice.
Eve, are you all right?
Oh, I was
Arguably, no.
just remembering something from yesterday.
Oh, is that just the glint from her eyes? It's weird.
This city.
It is just the glint from her
so
eyes.
quiet. And so lonesome.
Well, that's what happens when a city becomes devoid of humanity. Eve, what are you going to do after you defeat the Alpha Naytiba?
No, it doesn't. I don't know what it is anymore.
Exist for one sole purpose. All we must do is complete the mission.
You mean the extinction of all Naytibas? Right? To think that the point of your existence is to snuff out another species. No fun in that.
No one ever said it was about fun. Especially when you talk about survival. when it comes to an action game, that's a different story. There's all kinds of fun to be had. One Legion squadron has about 20,000 troops and all the equipment needed for their activities. Legion 8 and 15 were stationed in 8007. After the colony extinction, there were only about 3,000 troops left. I wonder how many will live to see the sun rise tomorrow. Hey look, another outfit. Design pattern. Planet Sir... What was it? Planet Diving Suit 7th Generation, I think is what it was.
Looks like this used to be a plaza.
You're right. Except it's underwater now. The good thing is you won't have to go in the water. The Hall of Records is that way.
I think it's the NVIDIA one that does that. Oh. And then if I turn this up... I mean, to be fair, I think improving the sharpness dramatically probably would cause some weird distortions here and there, but... I do like sharpness to be up. It's easy to get lost in the game's soundtrack and gameplay. I wouldn't be surprised if some people have a hard time trying to kind of fill the void of the silence of the gameplay. Because it's just that good in certain areas and instances. This game is heavily inspired by Nier Automata, so that makes absolute sense. Let's see, I think... we'll go with this.
It might be best to stay away from the water. Looks like there's electricity running through it.
Nice. It says something is falling from the sky. Did we get any orbital bombardment warnings? Oh, try to dodge that. It really does feel good to play this game again after so long of not having played it. It was already good on PS5, but this shit is great on PC. I've been wanting this game to come out on the PC for a long time. There we go. What do we got over here? Got a new beta core. Okay, let's be careful now. There's water down there. Let's see, since there's a custom setting as well, I do want to try alternating from that to very high. Keep it on high performance maybe, just see what it looks like. I'll even up the performance to just performance. I am seeing a slight stutter though. See if it gets any worse. This game does look a lot prettier on PC, I will give it that. I mean, anyone could have told you any game could look prettier on a PC, but still.
We see a hidden note here.
Let's see. Anything else around here? Doesn't look like it. Let's go the other way now, because we need to drain the proverbial swamp to get lower. I don't know if we'll be able to do that right now, because I think we have to do side quests to do that. If I remember correctly. See if we can grab anything though. There we go. Oh, nice. Didn't have to fight it. And it's dead. Yeah, noticing a bit of stutter here and there. Alright, I'll put that back on high performance. See if it fixes that to a degree. This game is pretty cool, As always. Oh, he's stuck. What, you can't get past? Oh. Well, nope, still couldn't get past that. Oh, it died. That was for the best, because I was probably gonna get grabbed if that continued. Grenader type. I believe that's for items specific, and I don't really need items. At least I haven't needed them in a bit.
Control device for the floodgate. You can only activate it with the right credentials. Let's come back later. We have things to do.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay. Oh. I was trying to jump across, but... Oof. Chugged a little bit there for a second. That was a massive chug, too. Actually, I'll try and not do that. Let's see. Is there anything over here? No. Please stop. Evia's trying to kill herself. Oof. Yeah. Definitely can't do it that way. Alright. Oh, I can't. Okay. We'll keep it high again. Just gonna switch it back to quality then, and we're gonna do this. That's for monsters, and yeah. Alright, and clutter. Oop. Not what I wanted. Okay, we definitely don't need high shadow quality. I guess lighting's fine. Just put volumetric fog down to low. Ambient occlusion, depth of field. Reflections on characters and objects visible. And what was the other stuff up here? Environmental object detail. Why not? That. I think if I just do it that way, and then I just keep the depth of field at me, should be fine. Let's see how that works. Yeah, I'm going to be fiddling with the settings quite a lot, it seems, because I like to get it just right. But yeah, don't feel bad about not collecting everything in an individual area. You can come back to these locations at some point to acquire any items or things you might have missed. It's not that big of a deal. God, this combat feels so good. Alright. At least the heat is manageable in here. It hasn't managed to pass 73 degrees in here, which is pretty nice. That's optimal temperature if we're at, if you ask me. Is that perfect? I like it to be a lot cooler. Probably because I'm just more susceptible to the elements because of how warm it is and it's summer, but you know how it is.
Shopping done.
Shopping done because it's a mall. That was a dad joke if I ever heard one. Okay, no skills to get. What about upgrades? People upgrades. New features unlocked. Now I can actually unlock the suits. Planet diving suit. I mean, of course, I'm gonna spend resources on getting suits. What are you, crazy? Increased damage of effect. Combat consumables. Yeah, that's what it was. Or just don't rest.
Adam, do you meet airborne squad members from the colony often?
No, not really. Yesterday, I just happened to be around the area. I've never seen such a large-scale airborne operation.
Why did you save me?
I'm not really sure. It just felt right. Like I was meant to. It's hard to describe. It's just a short, intense feeling.
That sounds like an excuse. I'm trying to remember if the reasons why he saved her coincides with the reasons why he's going to give us later down the line, but I can't remember if it became more apparent after the fact of his decision to save her, or if it was always planned. Oh boy. And back away.
Just what you'd expect from a pro.
Alright, we got consumables, combat consumables. We got grenades. I would like a double jump, but I'm not going to get that for a while, I don't think. If I remember correctly, double jump comes from after this section. But my memory could be spotty on that. And that's been a bit. I do like exploring the world a lot. Memory of a believer. New unit will be dispatched from the colony. A long time has passed since the final war. Mother Sphere finally answered our call. Death be upon those abominations. May our memory live on forever. May we find salvation. He's a true believer. Stanley would be proud. You guys ever seen the documentary about Stan Lee's life? It is sad. It's very sad. If any of the stuff you hear about the elderly abuse is true, which it sounds like it very much fucking is, then it's just sad.
It's a bit too far.
Uh-oh.
How about you try jumping and dashing?
I forgot I could do that. Oh, that was a way to get up. Again, I don't know who teaches these women to fight, but man, it's a fighting style that needs to be passed on for the next generations. I know she learned a lot of her combat prowess from Taki, which is weird when you consider the fact that a lot of the airborne angel units that they send down here are not nearly as designed
Looks like an
or as unique looking as both Eve and Taki.
Just talking to myself.
The interesting thing about Nier was that there was a bit of uniformity to the way that the Yorha units were designed. 2B very much looked like no different from most other units. They all dressed in black. They all had white hair. and they all wore blindfolds that served as like a sort of like a UI goggle system. In this game, though, everybody is just kind of disposable fodder, which is I guess it's kind of fine. Again, I don't think the focus here is really the story as much as it is the gameplay. It's just interesting, though, that they just decided to just make a Nier-like story without focusing too much on giving it a lot of the Nier-like quality or depth. Because that game was like a masterclass in video game storytelling. Like, a lot of the gameplay elements fit into the story. It actually had a purpose. You know, that was stuff that I thought was pretty novel at the time, and it still is. It's just weird that for as much of an inspiration as the game was, this game doesn't focus too hard on that fact. And mind you, this isn't to say that I'm complaining or nothing. Please open. This is just part of the puzzle. This isn't to say that I'm complaining or nothing. I'm just saying it's just kind of funny that they made a game that feels good to play like an action game. I mean, it is an action game, but I mean, like, it feels good to play, but not really transfer any of the story quality from Nier. I mean, Nier had pretty good gameplay and storytelling. Cancel now? Yes.
I need a 4-digit password.
Another headache. Okay. This sign reads time. Could this be connected to the clock tower?
Yep, and I'm trying to look at it without making it seem like I'm trying to look elsewhere, but I am trying to look at it. Let's see. That's the minute hand down there. So it's it is 12, 5, 10, 15, 20. Is it 12:23? I'm gonna look like such a goober if I get this wrong multiple times. Okay, it was 12:25. Eve Protocol, Airborne Squad, Angel, all a bunch of bollocks. It's a show that Mother Sphere puts on. They don't help us. Mother Sphere doesn't care about us. I was such a pathetic fool to wait for that so-called salvation. I have no more regrets. It's a suicide note. You know, speaking of which, by the way, happy Wellness Month, guys. I do remember that is still a thing. It's kind of hard not to know that it's still a thing when the biggest controversies that we're getting right now is still the fucking, like, wishing men, like, a happy Wellness Month and everyone having a shit fit over it.
Watch out, Eve.
We're fine. We're fine. Oh, maybe not.
Are you okay?
It's nothing.
I forgot that would happen, which is why the puzzle would become necessary to do. I forgot about that. No, that was kind of sleek. Extreme polymer material. Okay. I think I found a decent balance for graphics so far.
I can see the Hall of Records. We're almost there now.
Great. Forgot that's why we were here. Probably gonna damage myself a little bit. Yep. Beta energy theft. Recharge more beta energy upon a successful ambush or assault. That's a good upgrade to use. Counter. I would like to get... Yeah, why not? Let's see. Which one should we switch to this time? The regular outfit or... You know what? We'll just go ahead and go back to the regular outfit. Just for the fun of it. Wait, can I bust that? No, it just has physics, okay. Max's memory. All contact has been lost with other cities. Those bastards will eventually take over this place. It's the end for Earth. The only way to survive is to run away to the colony. If you want to stay and fight, do as you will. I'm going to the orbit elevator. That'll become important later. Actually, before I go, can I get... Yes, I can. The paint tells me as such. What do we got here? There should be an outfit here. Please die. There we go. You know, one thing I am kind of curious about when it comes to design? Why this outfit in particular? Like, this is her canonical outfit design. And I'm kind of curious as to why they went with this when no other character looks like this in the game. Not these angels or nothing. Like, outside of Taki, who has her own particular design, Eve is the only character who has a design this extravagant, and I kind of wonder as to why. I know there was a tie-in comic that plays into this to some degree. It's kind of like a prologue to the story. But I don't think it's probably going to explain entirely why Eve looks the way she does, or why she and Taki are so different compared to everybody else. We got a new look for our droid. Nice. It's an armored look. He's got the whole armored ear look, just without the yellow colorization, like in the demo. Nothing else around here, looks like. We'll just move on then. We're getting very close to our objective. And nothing down here. Oh. Anybody else ever get that weird problem where sometimes your controller disconnects and then suddenly it just... some input gets kind of weird, right? Like, it just... the input, it just keeps track of the last input you did, and so... it just does shit like that. Where you're just like, oh. And see, I wasn't even looking down. The camera just automatically panned down like that. I was just going... I just tilted it ever so slightly and it did that. I really don't like it when controllers do that. It might just be because I'm playing on a laptop, but even then, right? I've had a friend of mine who actually uses a desktop PC, and he still gets that problem sometimes. So granted, he uses what was it, DS Windows, or what was it? He uses some type of third-party thing.
Records is under there.
I'm pretty sure I'm using the same thing he's using, actually. Like, I'm using Steam input, but I do have the same program. It's at the bottom of my bar, when you can see it. Ooh, that was perfect. I don't do a whole lot of things in this game perfectly, but that was perfect. Artemis 49. Please find a way to back up and export data from the archive. If we're able to maintain even copies of data, we can restore it later and connect it to the network again.
I scanned the credentials.
I think you can wait a little bit before we access the Holo records. We got places to investigate, things to see, people to meet. Not really, but we got things to see. Not to mention collectibles. And when the potential is just getting more outfits, you know I'm gonna focus on that shit. We have received reports that the fusion drive is empty. Artemis 132, search the area and secure the fusion cells. Ido 7, underground of the memory tower.
Oh, it's the code to the power control room.
Down here. Anything special?
It looks like the fusion cell's dead. Wait, I'm sensing another fusion cell around here.
Nice. I think when I first played this game, I got stuck on that one particular puzzle. I don't know how, but I did.
Great. Power has been restored.
What's down here? Anything special? Nope, just resources. Oh, wait. More resources, and a bed. Place that people crashed. 3 Bitcoins. I'm trying to remember what I used the Bitcoins for. I think it's for more collectible stuff, but I don't remember.
head down to the Hall of Records now.
Nice. Ugh, my legs are stiff. I'll look kind of floaty for a second. Alright. Hall of Records.
I can't believe we're in the Hall of Records. It's like a dream. Now, all we have to do is find the hyperdrive.
It's one gigantic server room. Anybody excited for the new Ninja Gaiden 4? I certainly am.
At the start of the 22nd century, humanity's right to life was threatened by advanced global warming.
Oh, lore.
Having foreseen this, Mother Sphere ensured mankind could meet this challenge. The eons-long process of natural adaptation resolved near instantly. The body cell replaced the heart and made it possible to survive in environments without oxygen or water. Thanks to advances in biotechnology and nanotechnology, the inconveniences of aging and disease were a thing of the past. This created giant leaps forward in the development of hazardous industrial spaces and space itself. We can now withstand the crushing pressures of the deepest oceans and even exit a space station without the need of a spacesuit.
That's right, I forgot. They've been altering people's genetic or
Humanity's
cellular stuff in order to do this.
Can be found in Mother Sphere.
Oh.
Please enjoy the harmony and prosperity of Eidos 7, the first city ever built by Mother Sphere, the mother of...
I have no idea what that was all about. Adam, did it make any sense to you?
Mankind's past was buried with the final war. This must be a video from before that time.
Hypercell. Is this what you're looking for?
Yes, you can extract it from the hyperdrive.
Nice.
Great. We accomplished our first objective. Let's go before the emergency power runs out. We got it. The hypercell. This is going to do a lot of good. Eve, thank you.
Okay. Then, can you tell me where the Alpha Natiba is?
Of course. It isn't far.
All right. Our second boss fight, let's go. Ow. Ow. Oh. Yeah, that figures. Oh, I tried to do it. Oh well. Oh, come on. Ah. He's almost done for. Ah, yes, with Retribution. Let's do it. Nice. I forget about the quick time event sometimes. Sweet. First try, let's go. Though arguably is technically not. On PC, yes. PlayStation 5, I think it's my 4th or 5th time? At least all the times that I've actually beaten them. I know I've died to him several times the first time I played it. Back when movement mechanics, among other things, were a little sluggish. That should be the last... Nope, never mind. I guess I got one beforehand, which raised it. God, I gotta pay attention to that. Gotta remember that there are stuff like that in this game. This very much likes to act like it's a Dark Souls game, while also being an action game. He seems to be having a problem. Nice. There we go. Let's go for it. Get you over here, you little shit. Sweet. Tabler expansion module. Nano elements. No, one of the things that I want to see more of in games, it's not necessarily open world games. The open world games don't matter. Like, it's cool to have a nice giant open playground to play around with shit. That's what made Grand Theft Auto so successful. But when you just overstuff it with a bunch of nothing, that's when it becomes a problem. It's the biggest criticism with open world games, is that you could just overstuff it with either a bunch of fluff that has no real contributions to the overall narrative scope or even the world itself.
A flower that never withers. An act of mercy.
Or you could do one of everyone's favorite things, right? And that's, you can just fill it with nothing, and then literally just have a bunch of space between you and your objective that you need to actually focus on, as well as actual side objectives that you now have to contend with. You know, the best kind of stuff. Because who doesn't like traveling ridiculously long distances to get from one place to another? Just ask the people who like Dynasty Warriors. They liked that when one of the, like, newer entries came out with that shit. Absolutely. Positively. Had no problems with that whatsoever. But yeah, you need to do it with a level of craft and care. You know, The Witcher is a good example of it. CD Projekt's Cyberpunk's also a decent example of that as well. Just about anything that CD Projekt does with open world games, they do it with a level of care and craftsmanship, but, you know, they're not a perfect company either. You know, that's not to say that they don't have their downfalls here and there. They've certainly had real duds. I mean, just look at the botched launch of Cyberpunk. I know that to be true. All in all, I'm just saying, right, that there's a level of craftsmanship that goes into making an open world title that goes a little further beyond than just making your standard, you know, video game. Games like this make more logical sense, right? You have a world you need to traverse through, although it's a lot of narrow and windy corridors and pathways you need to traverse down. And you can expand upon it, you can even add new nooks and crannies to it to your leisure. And depending on how you do it, you could also just have it randomly generated. So with a little bit of curation, you could probably do it pretty well. You know, Warframe is also pretty good at that too. They don't have an open... Well, they do actually have an open world, but... most of the mission-based levels are just, like, randomly generated corridors you just traverse through. At least as far as I remember. That might have changed over time. I don't need to reset my skill trees just yet. I don't think I ever need to be honest. This game isn't that bad about it. What should I get? I think I'll get an upgrade to one of my abilities. I want to get the next part to the stab. This increases the triple stab. Energy withdrawal. Recover some beta energy when an enemy is hit with the triple. I kind of want to focus on attack power. We'll focus on attack power. I mean, why not? Just get something.
Should we head down again?
No, just follow the path and go straight.
Oh yeah, how far have they been? It's been 3 hours, just about. The construction
We've
zone.
gone quite far. How much more do we have to go?
We just have to pass that sewage facility. There must be a way to get
Yay.
across. We can build ourselves a bridge if we use that crane.
Who doesn't like traversing through sewer levels? Oh boy. I want you to know I saw that in the corner of my eye. Just barely.
Oh, it's a high security box scene. There should be some treasure inside. Way up, Beep. Let's look for the modules to upgrade the drone. Locked up tight.
Cool.
But the hacking tool should get it open before you know it.
You know, I just thought of something very funny. You know, Twitch has been getting into an interesting controversy lately because of the whole fucking VTuber. Like, Lucy Pyre got banned off of Twitch. And then recently I heard that another one, I think it was Milky, who got banned off of Twitch. And I don't know what Milky's problem for being banned was, but I know that Lucy's new outfit that she debuted with had that had open hips, which to Twitch, that's always been a big no-no. And even the guy who runs the website was just like, just don't have any open hips and you should be fine. But Lucy decided that particular day, when she was showcasing her new outfit, that she would kind of like, you know, release the hips, so to speak. And I mean, it's not like it's anything weird or anything. She just literally showed off like the fact that she had just naked hips just out in the open. It wasn't anything too weird or too risque. It was just that. It was like a bunny girl outfit that just didn't have the stockings, basically. And that was just enough to get her banned. Granted, that's something that I think a lot of people already knew about. That if you do have an outfit like that, you probably shouldn't use it. But I feel like, right, I think there's definitely some ground room to say that after a while, you know, it's kind of weird that Twitch focuses so much on making sure that the anime characters of the streamer variety, you know, the VTubers should be policed a little bit more heavily than the flesh tubers. I mean, it's kind of oxymoronic when you really think about it. I mean, seriously, like, you have to police the fucking VTubers. You're policing literal hand-drawn characters over people who actually show off their body. Some even take it to an extreme degree where it's just like, as long as I crop my chest out in a way, I can have my full-on chest out, and as long as you don't see nip, we're fucking golden, right? That was a thing that happened a while back. I think it was Amaranth who did that. But, yeah, it's weird that they're willing to let, flesh tubers, as well as just flesh streamers, essentially, you know, get away with so much more than the VTubers. Because, I mean, at least if you can argue that they are whoring themselves out in any fashion, they're whoring out a fictional version. They're a facsimile, right? They're whoring out an avatar that is basically a stand-in for themselves. You can't actually argue that it's morally questionable when the thing that's morally questionable is just like, oh, you have a risque character model. Especially when you compare it to people who actually do risque shit on the Twitch platform. It's so dumb. And because of how hyper-specific some of the guidelines are, you know, you can't actually have specific outfits, or, you know, it limits your creativity as to what sort of outfits you could use, among other things. It's just dumb. Anyways, the reason why I got on this tangent, right, is because... God, I was a long tangent. Was because I'm looking at this outfit, right? And I'm thinking to myself, this is technically an animated character. this is 3D animated, but, you know, albeit it's an animated character. If I were to stream this on Twitch, do you think, right, this would be enough to get the live stream banned or to get my channel banned in any fashion? You have to imagine, right? Potential blast. Oh yeah, I forgot there's soda cans to collect.
It doesn't seem useful, but it looks intriguing. I'll look into it later.
I forgot there were soda cans to collect. You can discover hidden cans by exploring different places around the world. Good things might happen whenever you collect a certain number of cans. Yeah, it gives you a lot of bonuses, and I believe if you collect them all, you get a new outfit, you know, which I guess is by far one of the better incentives. But yeah, it makes me wonder, right? Like, would this be enough? Like, let's look at this logically, people. You see what I'm seeing, right? Would this be enough? Would this be enough to potentially get you banned off Twitch? I mean, I would think it's not necessarily. I mean, it's not a VTuber, mind you. This is a player character in a video game. But you have to imagine, right, that it has the potential possibility of opening that Pandora's box of a question. Ooh, okay. Oh, I start back here. Come on. Look, there's been a lot of controversy with Twitch as of recent. I have thought about it, right? Like, I have discussed it on the channel. I have thought about actually moving over and doing dual streaming with Twitch, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing dual streaming with Twitch because I just want to be... I just decided, right, I was just going to be platform exclusive. Like, I like YouTube. YouTube is a better platform in terms of what it is that I want to use it for. And, you know, in general, right? You know, building an audience over somewhere else like Kick or Rumble, there's not that much of an audience to be had there on those platforms. Though they are certainly growing, I don't feel compelled to go there quite yet. The thing that really also I don't want to have to deal with when it comes to like dual platform streaming is having to remember the guidelines of two different platforms and maybe a third if I decide to do that. So I just don't think about it. I just don't want to do that. I'd rather just get beta energy, to be honest. There we go. But yeah, it's just a clusterfuck of a problem, right? You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Like, you could potentially, right? You can potentially stream on Twitch, but I feel like it's just a matter of time before you're banned for some stupid innocuous reason you will never know or never even realize it was a problem until just that moment, right? It's one of the reasons why Twitch is having such a massive problem as is. It's because they're not policing their content creators evenly. And regardless of how you feel about Tectone, Asmongold, among other streamers, right? They do have a point when other people on the platform incite a similar level of vitriol that they themselves could incite themselves, but they just don't. They have to walk them back. They get banned for making these claims, but nobody else from the platform does, as long as it's within a particular political leaning. And that's kind of annoying. You know, ideally, right, you would want to police the platform evenly, but, you know, if you're not doing that, and you're not going to bother doing that, then what's the point? What's the point of even having a guideline? Honestly, if Twitch just wants to have an entire platform dedicated to one particular political leaning, that's entirely Twitch's prerogative. I'm not going to tell them not to do that. That's their decision. It's going to fuck them over in the end, because not everybody thinks like those fucking weirdos, but, you know, granted, they want to have their cake, they can certainly eat it. They made that great for themselves. They can just fucking lie in it. Who knows? Maybe it won't even become that, you know, that big of a problem for them. Again, they can either succeed still, even with the fact that they have a very obvious political leaning, and everybody else just moves to a different platform. Or, you know, they could just decide, right, to police their platform more efficiently, and then we won't have these problems, and then they could just continue to grow and succeed as they always have. Twitch was the dominant streaming platform for the longest time, and it still is. It's just that a lot of content creators feel really fucking annoyed and feel particularly snuffed having to stream on that platform. And if they can find similar success in other places, like, say, YouTube or Kick, you know, who's to stop them from wanting to do that? I think all the more power for people if they want... I am trying to block, and I am not blocking for some reason. Anyways. All the more power to people if they want to stream somewhere else. But yeah, I too have at one point thought about streaming on Twitch in particular, as well as YouTube, but I ultimately, right, decided not to do it. Because it's just easier and more convenient for me if I just do it on YouTube. And then that way I don't have to worry about the bullshit guidelines, the non-existent issues from Twitch every time I have to live stream, so... I mean, arguably, YouTube isn't always that better of an option either, but at least YouTube is popular and at least allows content creators of all kinds to actually exist on its platform, most of the time. At least nowadays. Like, it's certainly a lot better now than it was prior. Like, I remember when certain content creators couldn't exist on this platform as a result of, you know, things that happened from 2016 onward. Such as the fact that Trump got elected. It's not... It's just a massive issue. It really is. I don't care about politics either. Like, I have stated this numerous times on the channel, I do not care about politics. I don't care what your political leanings are. I don't even care, right, if you have, like, opinions that differ than my own. Just be a decent human being, and we won't have any problems. We just won't have any problems. God, that was simple. Why didn't I just do that before? Just be a decent goddamn human being, and we will not have problems. Nobody will have problems, right? I also don't understand the mentality of wanting to be, like, all about a particular opinion. Like, some people are married to their opinions, and I'm just not like that. I don't care. I honestly could not care. Like, the goings-on of the world means not when the cost of living, among other things, is by far the most prevalent concern of mine. And that's not even addressing the fact that a lot of problems do stem from political issues. Okay, Legionaries 286 Recollection. I've seen a movie like this before. It was a film with a predictable storyline about mankind winning against alien monsters that invaded Earth. At the start of the movie, the monsters slaughter humans left and right. Even armed soldiers aren't able to do anything until the main character appears. We're playing the role of those soldiers. He understands exactly what is happening and where he is right now. Poor soldier. But yeah, it's just, I take massive umbrage with people who just don't like common sense. Nobody said you also have to agree with anyone, right? At least no one is saying you should, right? At least I would never say you should. But at the end of the day, you know, either you're in the crowd or you're not. You know, you're part of the hip cool kids or you're not. And for some reason, the people in charge just so happen to have a particular political leaning, and it's the weirdest fucking thing. It really is, because it's like, I don't understand why you're so married to your political beliefs. Everything is subject to change. Everything is in flux, especially nowadays. You cannot be married to an opinion in this day and age. You just can't. Your ideas and concepts of how the world works fundamentally changes at all times. It's not something you should actually be thinking about rationally. It's not even rational, to be honest. It's just weird.
Adam, I have a question.
What is it?
The hypercell. If it sustained the Hall of Records until now, it must be a huge source of energy.
Yes. Even compared to a fusion cell.
Then, where are you planning to use this energy?
Oh, well, it's kind of a long story. But I can explain more when you come back.
Understood. Loud and clear.
Okay. I mean, personally, if I wanted someone to do me a favor, I would at least bother to explain why it is I need the thing, but...
Try using the crane.
It's not working.
But there is power. That's strange. Oh, we need an ID card if we want to operate it. 3 of them, actually.
If the ID cards are needed for the crane, then they should be nearby. I'll look for the closest one first.
Okay, you can take your time.
All right. We are looking for ID cards. I already knew that, but now we officially know. Okay. It is about to be 4 hours into the stream, kinda, sorta. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and then I'll be right back. You know, might as well not play on an empty stomach, right? Okay.